And you come and tell us in GOC.
You are alleging that President Tinubu had a deal with the terrorists?
No longer a secret anywhere in the world.
And what's Boko Haram to be a president of this country, having laid his arms and comes right, turns his way away from his negativity.
If he lays down his arms of becoming the president of this country after I don't buy a lot of Nigerian citizens, so how do you expect them to stop when there's no penalty for whatever thing that they are doing? The Catholic Church that was bombed in Niger State, the fellow who headed it actually was in Lagos, in Snake Island.
Hello everybody, welcome back.
Shettima is our sponsor. Truth is out. As deals signed with the presidency is exposed. Then talk and say this man na him start terrorism in Nigeria. Then talk and say this man na him found terrorists in Nigeria, but we thought it was a joke. Anyway, my dear listeners, I dey greet una, well, I dey greet everybody where they concerned about this very channel. I beg, make una look my humble nature. I know past this one. I want to appreciate una anyway for the time when they spend, they listen to this very broadcast. I beg, information, they very, very vital, very, very vital. I encourage us, say, make we watch this video to the finish, because the truth will come out for this very video. Now, truth will be say, even you yourself, you no go want even escape one bit of it at all. Imagine that say our vice president, na him be their sponsor. Terrorist leader don't come out to talk am to the open. And as he talk and finish, waiting come be the action way our president carry out. Look Nnamdi Kanu wey dem talk say him be terrorist, they don't see any evidence at all. Now they sent to life imprisonment. So, but the one wey dem talk say, where you say the confession come out true, they no fit do anything to them. Make una listen to this video.
Religion, but bigger than religion. This is not an Usman Danfodio narrative. It's a more modern, more deadly, more intelligent Hydra, a supremacist agenda that was perfected by Osama bin Laden when he globalized the global resurgence of religious terrorism. This is not merely a Fulani problem. It's bigger than that. There are at least about 5-6 groups that we're reckoning with. It has a head in education. It has infiltrated our security defense systems. Over the years, it has infiltrated governance. It has infiltrated media.
Okay, so thank you, Daddy, but I feel like so far you have been speaking in parables. You are not naming. Okay, so you said 5 different heads. You need to put names. Also, you need to give the evidence of all these things that you are saying.
I told you it's a supremacist agenda that was designed to use Islam as a cover. That's why for the first 15-16 years, it was targeted only at Christians first. I told publicly that in the later years, towards the end, when they're about to strike Nigeria completely, they will start killing Muslims as well. So I said that about 10 years ago. We are dealing with something that is global, but has a local face. Its objective is to take the whole of Nigeria, not some of Nigeria. Now, it's going to use Islam and the Sharia to take Nigeria. All over the world, its tactics are different.
Who is trying to take Nigeria?
Now, let me put it for you like this. The architecture for the intelligence behind this thing is more than the local intelligence. But they have contacted local actors. You see, there's what they call the ISWAP. The Fulani is there. Then you have the Kanuri-dominated Boko Haram. Then you have Nakurawa and Çäùght and all these other offshoots of the global template provided by Al-Qaeda. Many headed only one hat. And what the idea is to take Nigeria, take West Africa, take the rest of Africa, and then use that resources to dominate the world.
Okay, so it's Al-Qaeda that is trying to take over Nigeria through these different terrorist organizations.
An intelligence created by Al-Qaeda between 1991 and 1996, Osama bin Laden was in Sudan, perfecting the model of how to globalize terrorism and rule the world with Sharia. And he knew they will have to kill Muslims as well. So what we're dealing with is bigger than just a religious problem. is a supremacist agenda covering his face with Islamic religion.
So for people that may be watching right now, some of them will say we've been hearing about things like this for a long time. Where is the actual evidence? Like what you said Bin Laden drafted in Sudan, is there a record of it somewhere? Like some people will say, where is the evidence to the things that you're saying?
Okay, one of the greatest weaknesses of the African nations of the world, including Nigeria, is the inability to mathematize inquiry. That is to collect statistics and data, crunch it, and then do what they call concatenation. That is to join all the dots and use that to come to a conclusion and predict things that when they happen, you will not be surprised. If you follow the media in Nigeria over the past 20-something years, there's nothing I have said beforehand that did not come to pass, including when the color of the terrorist, the color scheme of the terrorist is going to change in the latter hours, when they are bringing in people from the Maghreb and they're bringing in other people from outside of our borders. So if you want evidence, I will give you some. Number one, let me give you something very simple. There's no place in the world that has responded to an already documented resurgence of global Islamism by claiming to arrest terrorists, and then you claim that you have de-radicalized them, and then you absorb them into the Nigerian army. You see, that one alone is an amazing case of stupidity. I've never heard of this kind of madness before. An armed robber comes to your house, you arrest him, instead of prosecuting him, you claim that you have changed his mind, and you now make him join your megadis. That is, of course, one. Number two, if we correlate, I can tell you from the beginning, one of the things I discovered from the year 1999 to 2000 was government complicity. And why do I say so? We have reached a stage now where we are not afraid of anything anymore. In those days, we were more afraid of the enemy within than the enemy without. So today, there can be documents that I will give you, put on display. When you find out that young girls are kidnapped, married off, taken away from their husbands, I mean, sometimes young girls are kidnapped, sometimes wives are kidnapped, married off Islamically, and you will see that if someone will come, the governors were aware. I can give you a case where we had to curb a terrorist attack in Kaduna State. We could tell you the modus operandi. It started with Gumi when they came back from Mecca, when they came back from Saudi Arabia. His first tafsir in Kaduna was a call to violence, to slaughter. The VHS came to me because we have been setting up early warning systems, and this is what a real early warning system is to prevent something. When we got it, we translated it into English, and at that time it was Obasanjo who was the president of Nigeria. Thank God for the first square general overseer who is now with Mbadijo, who assured me that what we prepared and gave to him was given to Obasanjo in his bedroom. But what I didn't know was that we were still monitoring Kaduna to see whether the arms build-up towards the execution was going to stop. When we saw that it was not going to stop, in fact, this is a good example I'm giving you. I had to call a special strategic session with media, because media is a force expander in this new war form, this Hydra-headed war form. At that time, the man with the call addition who became Buhari's media, whatever, was at that time an editor-in-chief or something in one of the newspapers. They gathered together and I told them, this is a problem. They are about to kill 900 people. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people in Kaduna. And I said to them, we have sent all the information to the army, to all the places. There's nobody stopping them. Unknown to them, we were monitoring. The Gumi boy went into the SSS office in Kaduna laughing and came out laughing. When I got that report in Lagos, we decided to call this media meeting and say, look, how do we solve this? Now there's a headline that we have to put up, where they did as if they interviewed the head of CAN and had to interview Gumi. Immediately we took the front pages, the full pages in the newspapers and the new media, and the news blew across the world. The queries came to the president of Nigeria. It was reported to me directly that the Gumi boy entered, then was a small boy, he entered the SSS office. This time he didn't come out laughing. He left the country immediately. Now this is a guy who has been banned by Saudi Arabia. They didn't allow him to enter Saudi Arabia. Let me give you another proof. I was on television when I found out there was no other way of escape. When an Al-Qaeda operative was already appointed as a federal minister in Buhari's government. And I questioned.
Do you mind naming that minister?
What's his name? Something Issa Pantani. How do I know? I supervised an evacuation in 2004 when a young Christian was slaughtered in the mosque of ATBU. That's Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University. Okay? Now, when we supervised that, it was this Pantani who was a lecturer in that university at that time, who put a fatwa on certain students because they preached the gospel to Muslims in a university. And at that time, when they killed that boy, we had to go and evacuate the others whose names I spoke to them recently. They are still afraid till now. The young guys brought them into Lagos. We made arrangements to take them into other countries where there's better respect for human worth. And then Sunday Achi was the name of the student who was murdered. Okay? At that time, for you to know how this thing works, there was a bishop who was working with the Obasanjo government who went to arrange for the burial of this boy. And when I said, let us make it an issue, they at that time were cooperating because they didn't realize how dangerous this Hydra is. Later, that Hydra attacked that bishop, almost killed him, finished his secretary. Fortunately, they couldn't catch his wife. They named him. And today, he's one of the forefront advocates who has realized how dangerous this thing is. I could really give you many more examples. One of the former head of state who was claiming that there was nothing in his time, I was at a meeting with him in his home in Ota. When he gave me his own version of what he believed was going on, I said to him, sir, during your government, they were already building up more and more, infiltrating more and more. I said, do you remember a meeting you went to have in northern Nigeria when these things happened? When you left, they slaughtered every member of the family that entertained you. I said, they were sending you in money to back off. Now, some years later, he went for a security meeting outside Nigeria, and I think when they showed him the build-up of what is coming into Nigeria when the final phase comes. Look, the Nigerian army in totality, everybody knows what the number is. The last time they engaged the BH on 3 war fronts, it took almost 2.5 weeks to overcome.
Introducing the first ever Aston flavored seedling cube. A chef's masterpiece, inspired by smoky street style Aston from the streets of Lagos. Junior Aston seasoning cube. Ooh la la.
After an intense gym session, Dave was sitting on the stairs catching his breath when Chris ran past him full of energy. Dave curiously called out, "How do you stay so energized after all this?" Chris paused briefly and said, bro, it's simple. I use Sudrex Extra. For as low as 50 Naira per tablet, Sudrex Extra gives you quick, effective relief so you can get back to doing what you love. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor.
So everybody realizes that if we think the Nigerian army can withstand a combined forces of what ISOP has planned in the future, what is working for us right now is very simple. Nigeria is 220 million people strong. The number of all these people who want to swallow Nigeria, they are not even up to 450,000. Now, the strength of this is, let us break one nonsense that is going on around. And this is what we have to be careful to counsel the US government about. Anyone who looks and thinks that the Fulani is a permanent problem is a joker. The Fulani is not the permanent problem. All the combined forces of all these people is not up to 400 something million. Now, is it this ill-educated...
400 something thousand.
Yes. All this ill-educated, all this...
All right, my dear listeners, yes, so I don't hear them for the horse's mouth, then don't talk and finish. I don't know where we are heading to in this very country, I don't know, but I know say we go head somewhere. We go reach somewhere and God will help us and God will see us through. Everything being equal, my dear people, this country, Nigeria, we will not stop, doing things that are not illegal. So with all that I've just been said, I would say that our country is not doing it right. So please help share this video, let it go viral, and let everyone see the evil of this nation. Thank you.